what she needs physically and mentally, psychologically, and economically. If all the women got a husband, what will all the other sisters do?
Wow.
That's the question I was going to ask. Does polygamy make sense in a modern society? It was even like a rhetorical question. And I have this video that I wanted to pull up, and I think it now is a good time to. I think it's interesting because it really sums up my theory of dating, relationships, and marriage, and like where we're heading in 2024 and beyond that. And this video was like 12 years ago, and it's by a man named Khalid Yassin, who is Muslim.
Already in the Western world, there is 2.5 women to every man. Just add with me. If you take away the men who are homosexuals, now you come to what? 3.5, right? No, this is the truth. Then if you take the men who want to be playboys, they don't want to get married, now it's what? 4.5, isn't it? Then you take the men who are on drugs and alcohol, what do you get? 5.5. Because now we're talking about 2.5 women to every male, not men, male. So we're at 2.5, we're at 5.5 now. What about the men who's in the jail? They will not come out 10, 15 years. Now you got what? 6.5. What about the men who's at war? Maybe they will not come back. Where we at now? We're at 7.5. What about the men who is confused? They don't know whether they want to be a male or female. They don't know what they want to be. They're just floating around. Now you're at 8.5. What about the derelict men? They're bums. They're irresponsible. They're living and eating off their mother. They're 30 years old. What about them? Now you're at 9.5. So if all the women was able to marry a man for themselves, what will happen to all the other sisters? A man, we said. Who is a man? A man who is responsible. A man who can fulfill what she needs physically and mentally, psychologically, and economically. If all the women got a husband, what will all the other sisters do?
Wow.
So I wanted to kind of briefly talk about this. So the census for 2024 says that 97 males to every 100 females. But when you take away all these things that he's talking about, those who are in jail, those who have gone to war, those who are confused about whether or not they want to be with a woman, those who are specifically homosexual, what do you have left for women or single women in a modern society? Where do we go from here?
That's a good argument for polygamy.
Yeah, that's a good argument. I mean,
it is. I mean, it kind of harkens back to like when we talked about sex positivity and keeping the state out of our bedrooms and out of our lives, right? And let us do what's best. I think as long as everyone is consensual, everyone is a consenting adult, and everybody can work together to make it work.
Why
not? Why not?
Yeah, why not?
My issue is that when they've done statistics on people in polygamous marriages, the women happen to have more anxiety and more depression. And so I'm wondering how much communication is happening, how much consent is actually happening. How many of these women thought, well, I grew up, in this faith, and this is how my mom did it and my sister, so now I have to do it, and I haven't even had an opportunity to figure out what I want, right? That's where I get concerned. But if someone like you decides to go into a polygamous relationship, well, you've had all the freedom in the world. So now it's kind of like, well, this is what I want.
Yes, exactly.
I've vetted the man, I've vetted the
and I've been
wife.
married, and I've also been married before, and I also have children. So,
right. So you've had this robust life of independence. And I just think there needs to be a way to marry the two together. Like,
yes, that's
marry
balanced.
a healthy cultural attitude with the tenets of your religion or with the tenets of polygamy. Like, as long as everyone can communicate, then I don't think these statistical numbers would be accurate. I think that there might be joy in having siblings.
Well, for me, I would think that polygamy would be a good, because I'm thinking, harking back to Africa, having a village. But if you're saying in terms of you know, they keep the wives separate. Because I would be like, if he had another wife or whatever, I'd be like, girl, today I'm going to do the dishes. You go on upstairs and clean upstairs or do whatever. You know, I'm thinking
Some of them do that.
Work together.
Yeah.
Some people can be jealous. So, and that thing, the community is there because when the 2 nights that the husband is with this one, everybody can go there and eat, not the woman. But like we live in a way where your cousins live with you. Like as a man, if you are a big, like you have a responsibility in the country, you are like a big personality. You have your cousins, your nephews live with you. So the day that you're going there, like you can take the family with you and go eat there, and vice versa. So the family is always there. And when there is a like a ceremony, you have to all go. It's like no woman is spared. So the community is there. It's just to not make it seem like the woman trying to mix them too much. You're gonna end up with drama. So the men decide to put that aside, just to have a.
But see, I don't think I would have that jealousy if everybody, all the cousins, everybody over there eating. I'd be like, I'm hungry too. I'm coming over and fix me a plate.
So do y'all think that polyandry would work, which is a woman having 2 or more husbands? I mean, because I mean, when you have, like you were saying, you're like, they just do whatever you ask as you massage your feet and all of this. I'm like, 2 husbands sounds great.
I just wouldn't want to have to be with both of them, but that's me personally.
Yeah.
Like, again, I
But
don't
not
care.
in Islam, though, right?
Yeah,
No.
it's not
gonna
allowed.
Forbidden.
It's not allowed
because a woman, a woman can know the paternity of her child, but a man cannot. That's we say in Islam. A woman can swear that's my child, but a man cannot swear that's my child.
Yeah.
So
Get a blood
But
test.
exactly.
The test, yeah.
but in Chad, culturally, because there's one woman and she has an Instagram. She is all out there because she's got 2 husbands. She moved to Africa. I don't know what country in Africa, but in your country, can that?
Chad?
In Chad, can you do that?
No, because the men are super jealous and they will kill each other. That's what they
Oh,
always say.
Lord.
I think a woman having 2 males won't work because because of the respect, right? Because men value respect more than love. Like men, respect is like what love is to you guys, right?
Yeah.
And I don't, a woman will never be in, this is my opinion. I don't believe a woman can respect both men at like in any way equal at all. I think one man will see that she is respecting one more than the other. You understand what I'm saying? I think a man can recognize that.
So it's like there's got to only be one alpha male.
Yes, exactly. And it's going to be